Master Sergeant Ernest R. Kouma is one of the most important armored warfare heroes in United States Army history. His story is not based on rumor or exaggeration. It is preserved in an official Medal of Honor citation earned during the Korean War when he held a critical river position against a major enemy attack. And according to official accounts, his actions that night resulted in an estimated 250 enemy soldiers killed, while he stayed in the fight despite being wounded. This is the historical story of Ernest R. Kouma. Ernest Richard Kouma was born in 1919 in Nebraska. He enlisted in the United States Army in 1940 and built his career as an armored soldier. By the time the Korean War erupted, Kouma was an experienced non-commissioned officer trained to command tanks under pressure and to make decisions when visibility, communications, and time were all working against him. That experience mattered because the early months of the Korean War were defined by rapid movements, hard defensive lines, and intense nighttime fighting. In late August 1950, United Nations forces were defending positions along the Naktong River, a key part of the Pusan perimeter. Enemy forces attempted to break through using coordinated river crossings, infantry assaults, and close-range attacks designed to overwhelm defenders in the dark. In this environment, a single tank position could become the difference between an organized withdrawal and a collapse. Kouma was a tank commander in Company A, and his unit was supporting infantry elements on that riverfront. Near midnight on August 31st, a hostile force estimated in the hundreds crossed the river and launched a fierce attack. The pressure on the infantry positions was immediate, and casualties mounted quickly. As the situation worsened, units nearby began withdrawing. Kouma did not abandon the position. Instead, he chose to fight as a rearguard, using his tank as a shield to slow the assault and protect the infantry. This is where Kouma's actions become legendary and also very specific. He repeatedly exposed himself to enemy fire to man the tank's .50 caliber machine gun, firing at attackers attempting to cross, approach, and surround the position. During these attacks, Kouma was wounded. And despite those wounds, he continued to fight. Official accounts describe him continuing to inflict heavy casualties, and by the end of the action, he was credited with killing an estimated 250 enemy soldiers. That number is one of the most striking combat estimates ever associated with a single armored defense action. As the night continued, the fight turned into a close-range struggle, with enemy troops approaching within meters of the tank. Even as other vehicles withdrew or were neutralized, Kouma maintained the defense until daylight. When the time came to withdraw, the danger did not end. During the movement through hostile territory, official sources credit Kouma with continuing to fight and exhausting ammunition while destroying 3 hostile machine gun positions along the way. This was not a simple retreat. It was a fighting withdrawal, and Kouma kept the enemy off balance long enough for friendly forces to reestablish their defensive line. Kouma's stand mattered for a simple reason. In armored warfare, delay can be as decisive as victory. By holding the crossing and drawing the assault onto his position, he bought time for infantry units to withdraw, regroup, and establish new defenses. That kind of leadership is not just bravery. It is tactical decision-making under extreme conditions, when panic would have been the easy option. For his actions on August 31st and September 1st, 1950, Ernest R. Kouma received the Medal of Honor. The citation emphasizes his leadership, his refusal to abandon his position, and his determination to continue fighting despite being wounded. Afterward, Kouma continued to serve, eventually retiring after a long Army career. His story remains one of the clearest examples of armored combat heroism in American military history. And it proves a final lesson. A tank is powerful, but the person commanding it is what determines whether it becomes a weapon or a lifeline. If you value fact-based military history and documented accounts like this one, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Vector Military focuses on real people, real equipment, and real events, without speculation. Thank you for watching.